Well, thank you, music, for fading out on your own. Hello, 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 and welcome to another one line of code. It is Friday. How are all of you amazing, fantastic, wonderful people? Happy baby day. Wait, what? Thank you so much for being here, Big Gamey and Lurkin. Completely understand. I am usually working when I am watching most of my favorite streamers, and a lot of times I just have the Twitch tab muted because I'm doing a lot of stuff that requires some pretty intense thinking lately, which is kind of fun. I mean, I still absolutely enjoy the work. But anyway, moving on. I see Big Gamey. I see Dukasoft. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Wait, there's no mod love? What is this? I quit. Well, let's see if we can add it. I don't even know where my bot stuff is. Okay, what should mod love say? What does yours say, Big Gamey? Because I know that you have, or it's either you or Balint that has it. Anyway, you said that you're busy, so don't respond to me. Sorry about that. I don't like bothering people when they say that they're busy. Okay. First, let's change the AI image to or 3. Let's go to image staging. Yeah. These would be fantastic. Let's pick something abstract today, shall we? Hey, busy. I'm Dukasoft. Okay, Bardaki. You really are taking a long time to show me these thumbnails, you know. I want one of the later ones that have the more neon colors. Yeah, these. Let's go with this one. It's kind of simple. It's kind of lame-ish, but I like it. It kind of looks like his glasses are way down on his nose. I need to unlock. Wait, are you in camera stuff? You're in camera stuff. Let's move you here. Outside of camera stuff. Okay. So then I will squish you down on this screen for now, and then we'll see it smaller on the other screen. It's supposed to say, I love you too? Now what is supposed to say? Animated realm spot. Let's do some commands. Let's edit the table. Let's do bang mod love, which is going to be a string that just says global cooldown. You can spam this as much as you want. Access level, anyone can run the command. Usage count starts at 0. Argument, there are no arguments. Yeah, let's not keep track of how often it's used. It is enabled. Last updated was, if I leave it null, will it default to now? No, it will not default to now. I have to manually type 3/24/2023. There we go. At midnight. Okay, so what that should do is the next time that it tries to go and look for commands, it should see it. So we'll get Dukasoft bot and nope, not mine. Maybe I need to manually refresh a bot list. Refresh. It's there. Love. Yay, I can also add commands, text commands at least, ad hoc. That's fun. I need to make a UI way to do that. Maybe I'll do that today because it is community day, so we don't have to be working on. It is not better than yours. Yours is the goodest. We could work on the bot because we don't have to work on the project today because I want to spend more time focusing on you guys and talking with you and finding out what's up with the community. Mojo's here. Hello, Mojo. But yeah, if that doesn't sound fun, then we won't do it. If it does sound fun, then we'll do it. Because we are at a middle point where we just finished a feature on Wednesday for the project. And that feature was to filter the transaction history when we click on an account, or to show the transaction history for a selected account. That's the easiest way to word it, I think. I'm trying to get to Discord so that I can get the voice channel ready. Thank you, Mojo. Thank you so much, Mojo bot. Mojo Discord bot. I'm always going to forget to do that manually. One day we will also help contribute to Broken Swords Discord. Discord or that cord? Both. We'll contribute to Broken Swords Discord bot that he set up for us and fix whatever's happening that it's no longer displaying the started messages, but it is sending the ended messages. I'm playing with the back of my hair because it's starting to get long and it's tickling my neck. And that's no good. Before I dive too much into the stream, my colleague had created a PR, did a push, and he's trying to get CI to build for him, but he needed to step away from his computer as well. And what's an odd error? Oh, the one with the it's no longer doing the starting, but it is doing the ending. And the thing is that I recently also pushed to shared packages, but not the library that is failing to build in the CI build. So I'm trying to build it locally just to make sure that none of the changes that I made are affecting it. Till latest main. Broken Swords bot is running in Azure Functions, isn't it? I believe so. I just don't know if he's using like Azure App Service or the other one. Whatever the other one is called. Yes, it does build locally. And then if I do this project, I am just going to create a new build for that, actually. Let's create a new pipeline instance for the one that's failing, just in case it's still trying to get an old copy of the shared packages. Do the thing, be successful, and stop sucking. I'm a bit lost on using those functions, but could be fun to learn. I agree. I believe that would be a really fun thing to go over. But again, I don't know how many people are bothered by streamers using a stream to learn a thing. Like if it's temporary or short term or once in a while, I can see it. But if like the only thing the streamer does is tutorialing and stuff, it's like I kind of want to see the progress of some kind of product thing. Ooh, ooh, we have a question. I love questions. Yeah. Hello, live coding. I like live coding's response. So Tukes, hello, welcome in. Says, hi, I'm struggling to choose between full stack JavaScript or going C#.NET for the backend. What do I have to choose? Well, you have to choose whatever you feel like choosing. There is no have to. Oh, I need to fix this image real quick. But what you can maybe figure out is for the places that you want to work. Why does that look like it's sitting on top of chat? Oh, probably because it's not tall enough for like, you know, the types of jobs that you want to do. You is Java the only incorrect answer? No, because backend still like Java Spring is still very, 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 or not still, but is very, very, very popular and widely used from what I could tell. So knowing Java would also be beneficial if you're doing backend stuff. But why not just go C# so you can have the same language on front end and back end? Anyway, point is, I would recommend just like if there are certain types of projects that you want to work on, certain companies that you want to work with, find out what technologies they're using and go with that. So if you find that you want something like Dick's Sporting Goods and you want to help with their inventory management system or whatever, I believe they're doing all of their stuff in React or at least some kind of JavaScript framework. Um, but a lot of government agencies, a lot of major enterprise companies, they are using .NET for front end, Azure stuff for the back end. And yes, hello, Vincent Code. What do you think of Python? I think Python is a good language for what it's intended to be used for, you know, for certain applications. Yes, this is an open phone line stay. Feel free to hop in. Okay, so I'll give that message out now. I am ready to start receiving guests and visitors and people. So today is Community Day on this channel. We do Community Day on Fridays. And what that means is I open up the Discord voice channel for anyone that is interested in speaking verbally, and your voice will come up on the stream. And because your voice is coming through on the stream, that also means it will be recorded. And I post my videos to YouTube. So if you don't want your voice to be posted to YouTube or recorded or anything like that, then we can just continue our conversations in chat. Otherwise, feel free to hop into something like the stream waiting room or like Live Coding just did, the Twitch glitch voice channel. I will be sharing my camera in Discord. So when you come in, just mute the stream tab, and turn up your Discord. That way you can hear me live and you can see the screen live without any delay. Okay, so I am pulling live coding in now. Konnichiwa, Peter. Pieter. Okay. It's a me. It's 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 me. Somebody tell him it's me. Nope. It was me. It was me. Good. Yes, you can, Vincent. Absolutely. Okay. Dukasoft just posted our Discord link. Hop into there and then join any of the voice channels in Discord, and then I'll pull you into the stream room. So hello, Batar. Oh wait, let me say hi to Rabnev. Thank you so much for the resub. I really, 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 really appreciate you for that. We also got a question on Go. We'll answer that probably together. And Rabnev said, thanks for that help with ASP.NET Identity. It's exactly what I needed. That is really cool to hear. Okay, so do you have thoughts on Go or any of the previous questions that were stated already? Except you muted yourself. Radio talk shows. I've listened to something called a podcast maybe once. Oh, well, that's cool. I like that. But just know that I don't think that you will be stepping on me or anything if you do chime in. When you do chime in. We got Tainted Grill, is what we got. You mean you want to see me? So, well, I was thinking of like we can either pick up the next issue that we have to implement the feature, and we gotta follow. Thank you, Elon Musk, for the follow. Yeah, you joined the Discord, but you need to actually scroll down to the voice channels and join like the stream waiting room or lounge or Twitch glitch. Don't go into Flex Nation, you'll just get bombarded. There you are. So, hello. Can you hear us? Hello, hello. Yes. He's low. He's low. Where is louder? Play it louder. Where is my Discord voice overlay? Okay. Yes. I use a Yeti with Crisp. I absolutely love Crisp. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I'll turn you up. Cool. So, hello, Vincent. Welcome to the stream chat talk. And are you trying to listen to our audio via Twitch, or did you switch over to Discord so that you can hear real time? Because otherwise, it's going to be kind of awkward with that pause. Oh, wow. Okay. It's just a delay. which is going to be awkward. Yeah, absolutely. It's life coding my dad. Yeah, so we still have a pending question about what we think about Go, and then there was a question about Python, and then the JavaScript versus full stack.net. If any of you have any opinions. So Vincent was the one asking about Go and Python. Yeah, go ahead. You got to give it like 20 seconds in between questions, man. Academically. Yeah, I know very little about all of the other technologies when it comes to creating applications, but like if you're doing a lot of data sciencey stuff, that's what I know Python for. But the other things, JavaScript for full stack development sounds feasible. I strongly prefer to use the entire .NET ecosystem, which does the entire like for real full stack, including where you're hosting, how you're using all of those services. Yeah. Right. Right. Mm-hmm. Wait, is that Python specific? Yeah, I think it is Python specific. But yes, yeah, pip. Yeah, pip. Really? Yeah, like the main reason I like NuGet is because the requirements are with the project they're for and in the project file. And that way I like that a lot. What am I looking for? I know zero. Yeah. Because for me, like I have trouble recommending starting with Python because there are still so many things that a lot of programming languages don't do that Python does, like using um, indentation levels. as your primary line delimiter or block delimiter. It's like JavaScript, Java, C Sharp, the most popular ones for making apps, those use curly braces, not white space. You know? Just do it all. Yeah. Yeah. Mine, I mean, I did give mine earlier, which is find out what industry you want to do software development in and figure out what is most used for that. Start learning it. If it's not for you, you can jump to a different one. No one's recommending PHP. Tukasoft, no. Perl. And we had a nice discussion about that. What, three, three community days ago? Does that sound right? But we did talk about it. We even pulled up that site that you gave us that said, here are the requirements for a thing being OOP. Yeah. Right. You just said no. Stop. I just learned the. Oh, sorry, Vince. Yeah. I'm not touching anybody. But I do appreciate you coming in, Vincent. Hopefully, we were able to at least answer your question a little bit. My recommendation will always be .NET just because I'm in love with it, and I think it's really easy to create a whole bunch of other types of apps and learn other languages after you learn C Sharp, in my opinion. That's the rest of my thing after saying find the industry that you want to be in, find the types of projects you want to work on, see what people use for those projects, learn that. So, do you know Blazor yet, Peter? How about now? Well, command service. Well. So the thing that I think we could work on if you want to help with this is the bot. I will I'll do a live share with you and you can start hacking away. Um Nope. The thing that I really want is just a way to be able to use my crappy little UI. I want to improve this UI tremendously eventually, but this crappy little UI and be able to create commands on the fly and enable, disable them, change the cooldowns and stuff on the fly, which I kind of just did. Well, it's community day, so I don't even have to be coding at all. Yes, I want to say my goals are to have a job in software development. By the way, I'm from Germany, 15 years old, and my English is not that good. No worries. No worries at all. Yeah. And we also have Max, who is in a very similar situation. Max is also from Germany. He is probably 14 now, maybe 15 by now. I don't remember. But when he came here first, he was 13. Had the same questions. That's so cool that you guys are starting so early. So yes, that's the requirement. I want to add commands. Right. So this is the real UI. And I have no buttons for editing. I have no buttons for editing, no buttons for adding a new one, no functionality written for adding a new one. And so the only way that I'm able to get commands into the app currently is by going directly to the database table and adding it down here. Like I just added modlove. Yeah. Yeah. Or disable or edit or yes. I can spam this one. Oh, don't use that one anymore. It's deprecated. You are familiar with my project structure, right? Where I have oh, I'm that there's no problem with that. Yeah, so I have a layer that just says here are all of the things that my app can do in interfaces. And then I have a client-side implementation for anything that uses client-side technology like Blazor Wasm or WPF app or Maui app or whatever. And then I have a server side that actually does the back-end logic, connecting to a database, saving files, retrieving files, etc. You wanted Bang 3? And so I am kind of using domains in the sense that I have a domain that is my bot commands. But it's really just a service for doing all of my database operations, my file service operations. So it's more than just a repository. But yeah. So examples are get all bot commands, get the list of all bot commands. And that's the only method that I have currently. Your new keycaps. Sorry, hold on. Pictures or it didn't happen. Mojo. It's a lie. So get commands goes to the database and asks what commands are in that bot commands table. send the JSON back to the requester, or send the object back to the requester, which over HTTP turns into JSON. Client side retrieves it as JSON, deserializes it, prints it out in this table. These are database records. The response. Underspan, except for special cases. Minor, mini, tiny. Yeah. Right. And I mean, I could have that because it does allow for access levels so that I could say only mods and above. With words. Extra functionality kind of stuff. Oh. Yeah, so like kind of like, oh, which one of these is it? There's one that oh, and then, duh. The and then command will accumulate. Yeah. So that count at the end of the message that we got back from the and then command is counting how many times was the and then command used since it's been created. But that again is just a database record. So in the table, I have logic that says, here's the current usage count. Do you want to continue accumulating the usage count here? Do you want to disable counting up? Because every single time you use a command, if I had disable count turned off, double negatives, then it would always do another database transaction just to increment one record field. Okay, cool. Those are stream element commands, which I'm planning on getting rid of eventually. And even if it's just the response, something that gives a response, completely okay with these small template things if we need it. I old Blazor app one. So he says, let's fix this. No idea what you're saying. You're just being rude to me. I'm kidding. That does not bother me. Can't wait for Blazor app 2. Yeah, I just like the majority of the work for this happened all on the back end stuff because I was learning how to create a bot, which meant that I'm learning auth flows now, which is a new concept for me because I was only using identity server before, which did everything for me. Mm. Mm. Guys, the views and opinions expressed on this stream are our own and may not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Sajetti. And we are not, we are professionals, but we're not legal counsel. So don't take anything we say as ground truth. Don't apologize. I'm gonna knock that out of you. Okay. Pretty much, yeah. True. I would like to have another thing on this screen where I can push a button and like this add button here, for example, it takes whatever I type into this text box. It doesn't need to be styled. This is a dashboard for me. Um, Here is a text box. I put in the channel that I want to join. I push add, and then it shows up down here, and then I get a join button. This is incorrect because we currently are joined into the one line channel, but it didn't requery for that when I reran the site. Ignore that. That'll be an issue. Backlog. So you can see here, I already have one thing for this table, which is refresh. So if I add something to the database, I can manually refresh the table and see it, and then the bot will start using it from that point on. So just another add button here, and then maybe for each row an edit button that might use the same whatever we have to be able to add the command or modify it. Add. Add. Tell me how to spin up my Azure server, get all of my resources ready, because that's what you do, right? Your forte, right? Mhm. When it's a small team or a solo, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, keycaps is what we got. Oh, look at that trackball from Mojo. I'll never take pictures in portrait. Trackball, trackball, trackball. I'm a deviant. I'm a deviant. Thumb, thumb. No, his is thumb as well. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I used to have one of those. Yeah, them Logitech did. Looked like a little suckerfish, or I'm trying to see. As you do. Okay. Now we have it in landscape. So these are the new keycaps. Like this entire set, or are you just showing the multiple keyboards that you currently has? I like the kanji keyboard. Or that's only hiragana. I like your hiragana keyboard. Tabs are at the bottom, plus the keyboards. Okay, so you were asking, where are we at? We have a fresh UI that we can stuff a component into that will do this magic for us. And we have backend files open. Let me just only open the ones related to this effort. But I honestly don't know if this one runs. I was doing a lot of revamping of the bot in this branch. You don't want to know. You know what? We are going to local commit this. Um, please hold. Whip. Local. That way I can squash the commit. Yeah. Oops. Wrong button. I was trying to reply. Anyway, welcome back, Vincent. I can't find your name anymore because I'm looking for just regular Vincent again. He renamed himself. That's terrible. Absolutely. It's more ergonomic because he has the one where your hand just kind of sits like you're shaking someone's hand. Certainly, yeah. It was whichever side seems more interesting to you. Um, Hammering results. You know what? Yeah, I am the opposite, where I'm not really a UI person, and the only thing I do is UI. Like literally, my role in the what are these called? Team that I'm on is the UI guy, the one that comes in and throws away the old UI and all of the previous work. And okay, so easiest way to sketch out the UI would be if I click the add button, there are multiple ways to do it. You could do it in line, where I get a set of input boxes that are for each of the things, and or a checkbox kind of thing for the fields that are checkbox toggle, such as in You're just guiding us. Um, so these are going to be checkboxes. Yes, all of them. If we were doing the financial management project, I would have come to Figma because I'm trying to do the financial management app in a more um, like if you were doing this as a professional, here are the tools you could use. So yeah, I would say Figma or Adobe XD or Illustrator or some tool that just helps you mock up UIs. He's talking to you. Can you hear him? Wait, what? Hello, Firelocks. Yeah. Yeah. So this would be something like the bang command or whatever. This would be the response. This is something like enabled. Like, do I want it enabled when I hit save immediately? And then those other checkbox fields. So if I click add, this shows up. Or have this always showing. And then if I click add after filling in the fields, then it adds it to my list of available commands. Or when I click add, it gives me a dialog. And then it has all of these fields just listed here. Easy, quick. I want to do it this way. That way I can edit commands easier. Dialog. Of course. Got it. Got it. Yes. Okay, so we'll have a text area here. And then, oop, hello? Go with Live Coding's UI. Tindall's here. Oh, Mojo's here. Jason. The Jason. We got another notepad done there. Paint. Figma Pro 512 768. All right, I'm going to show you really quick artistic skills. I'm going to put a circle here. I'm going to put a dot, ooh, small dot, bigger dot. Try drawing with a trackball. See how that works out for you. You said you wear headphones on occasion? Yeah, headphones. Receding hairline. Yeah, yeah. Um, it, Mojo. What color's your hair? Your hair is blondish, dirty. No, darker brown. It's the closest brown I'm gonna get. My bucket. Yes. Yes. Okay. Um, you're pretty fit too, right? You're thin. You're thin. Yes. Yeah. This is so much harder to do without a. I got my stylus and my mobile studio down here, but that's not what I'm streaming on. Yeah. This is a shoulder. Oh yeah, yeah. I've heard of things like this. Something like this. You have really long legs, dude. I am. Oop. Oh, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Yes, 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 yes. I got you. Well, I mean, if I do that, then he will be using his middle finger appropriately. Then that's not even a mouse. I can't do a mouse. At perspective? In paint? Are you sure? What? No, I have no idea what those are. Oh, the little peg things. Ugh. Oops. I'm almost done. I promise. Okay, you have a 30, 80, 60, 22 inch. That was so straight. Did you see how straight that was? These lines are just perfect. CRT. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no. Then we'll just use this version. No. Where? Where? I'm so blind. Oh, I see it. I see it. Okay. Well, ding. Okay, anyway, this is the wheels. That's as much detail as the wheels are gonna get. What color dust do you want? Red? That's a weird color. Why would you say red? I hate those the racer chairs. Oh, a what? No, I don't. I'm really curious. Oh, okay, okay. I am completely missing chat too. I appreciated your response rant. That's my one per. This Mojo's a Java freak. Lighter color. I love Azure DevOps. How's that? Really? I'm not super enthusiastic about our process, but like we're definitely using pipelines in major company. Oh, I didn't give you a keyboard. Crap. I agree. Sounds like me. I like your question. So I would recommend using the board if you don't already have something for doing Kanban. Um, I love using work items and tracking them on there, especially if you are committing to branches and stuff because you can associate them directly with it in Visual Studio while you are doing your work. Um, and then pipelines, just at least having a simple pipeline that builds at minimum, that does a build for you every time that you commit uh, or do a PR is what I mean. Those are my two major recommendations. A build pipeline specifically. Yeah. Or maybe, yeah, stages it for deployment. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of, yeah. I mean, because it really would be that the two of you are reviewing each other every time you do any amount of work. Yeah. Like I would recommend that. Are you guys using the Git plugin or are you using Team Foundation version control? That's the word. Yes. No. No. I would strongly recommend using Git. Because it would be a lot easier when you're doing pull request when you're using the Git version control. It just handles it much better, in my opinion. Let's there. Okay. Let's do it. Oh yeah, yeah. Great idea. Doing the software dev. Figma plus plus. Yes. Yeah, that's why I was saying do only CI build. Very. Well, yes. Real quick, here's I'm gonna do a really quick just once over on this, just to solidify it, get it to where I want it to be. There we go. Got it. Oh yeah. Um, I'm kind of not liking the helmet. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely don't need to. It's fun and you could get lost in doing it, but It's also like if you're not using it for a creative process or for a product, then I don't know. It's kind of like gaming to me. No, ours is terrible. Like we're not even allowed to access our local feed from the Azure DevOps repo. So we have to use a separate system entirely, and it needs to connect to that and download the files from there. And it's like, oh my goodness. Yeah, one branch per work item is what we do. Oh no, I'm the opposite. Right. Yes. Yes. After you've merged both. Yep. And that's what our practice is. We make sure that any branches that have been accepted. So first we do PR, merge, acceptance testing in that branch, and then merge to main. And once it's merged to main, that's when we delete our dev branches or feature branches. But we do actually delete them, which means that they get archived essentially. But yeah. Hmm. Right. Yeah, yeah. For us, it really is in Visual Studio. Where is my Visual Studio suddenly? Here. When we're going to our branches, trying to find the ones that are currently active so that we can review. Because otherwise, like right now, I think there are 150 plus in this list. It's like, well, you can just type it up here. And it's like, I just want to click. Let me click. Back to it. But still, I will say do it in here. If you're using ADO, you will get a work items option in the get changes control, and you can associate that branch with the work item. You can even close the work item with committing the branch if you wanted to do that. Yeah, right. Let me see if I can get. Let's see. And real quick, I just showed an example. Oh, I was just going to show this real quick. I just showed an example of creating a work item in Azure DevOps, and this one's a bug. I thought that it shows up on boards, but bugs don't show up on boards apparently. Interesting, only features and stories. Um, but I clicked here on the plus sign and then I typed in the number for the work item. And then it just shows up here. And now it's associated with whatever work I do. And when I do a commit, it puts it in here in the related work down here. Anyway, okay, back to you guys. VMware. No. Like me, I would choose Ubuntu. Oh, when you do. No, no, no. You guys are. Uh, we have. Yeah. Right. Right. Exactly. And that's what I told you is happening with us. So, four developers, same team. We have the master branch, which is still called master, locked down, so we can't commit directly to it. But there's just so much crap. So then yeah, which is good. Every branch that is for a work item, we commit and then do a PR, and then we have at least one other person review it. and it must pass all of the checks before it can be merged. But like this morning, for example, the the dev that set it all up, senior dev, he's been doing development work for 30 years, so he knows what he's doing. Therefore, he has this thing that, if he has a PR that hasn't been reviewed within 15 minutes, he'll just force merge. Yep. Yeah. It's like, okay, sure. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Yep. 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 Right. Right. We have a script that downloads the latest daily build artifact, or not daily build, latest master build. Still saying master. Um, that gets output. Eh, right. That's a good one. Yeah, trunk might. Well, yeah, because there are two trunks I think you can get flow. There's the dev trunk and then the stable. Thank you, Deflux. 22 months in a row. That's a lot of twos in that. Oh, goodness. Deflux is hopping in. I stream. Oh. Deflux. I don't remember last week's topic. I slept since then. Okay. I still slept since then. Oh, so we were talking like race conditions and locking and stuff. If the list is a thread managed list, so like it has concurrency, like there are specific data structures in C sharp for situations like that, like concurrent dictionary. Yeah, concurrent list. It depends on how you're using it. Objects, complex user objects or strings or primitives. Well, here's the complicated answer though, because you're saying if we're using a weight, and I have an example, um, everywhere, that it doesn't necessarily mean that you aren't accessing the same list from two different contexts. So, for example, here in my car, if I were a little bit taller, I might have some friends. If I were to try to update the list of, I don't have any methods for this. Just imagine that in this method he async. Not block. If Yeah, okay, so this is a good one. If I had here multiple things calling this imagine this is a task, asynchronous method, and in here I have this await, well, just imagine it's a task. Just saying. Here, there. Now it's a task. Um, so this call here is await refresh Twitch API client. Let's say that I was actually doing stuff to this channel infos list somewhere else. So this is a list. I'm modifying the list somewhere else, and this in another asynchronous task that's being called at the same time as this one. This thing says await refresh. That list is now updated, which means that this if statement could be different now. It could be false instead of true. Because I modified channel info's list somewhere else in the process of doing this. As in a private one? Well, I think he just said that we have a list. Not necessarily. It's true in a browser currently. It's possible to change soon, but yeah, yes. Or memory reference of some sort. Oh, yuck. That. Yeah. But you can't use that in tasks. Yeah. Right. Like mine. Yeah, absolutely. Then it's not a singleton. Oh, okay. The properties. I see. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Private fields. So the singleton itself is the same singleton everywhere, same memory allocation, same everything. It's just the properties you can only access through get methods. Right. Here's another. Okay. Here's a quick question then on that. For like, this is a singleton that is injected in various places throughout the app, and they do various things. So you have a private list of whatever called ABC list, and then you have a public method that gives back that list, ABC list, right? And it's a method. It's not just a get only property, right? It's a full on method. Okay. Does this thing return the object itself or a clone of the object? So let's say it did some asynchronous stuff above. So what you're returning then from this singleton to the thing that is accessing it is a reference to the same memory space that this list is. And so those are the things that you're concerned about running in parallel, running asynchronously. That might be trying to modify the list at the same time. And so that's where these I concurrency, or not I concurrency, but concurrency stuff might come into play. How dare you? I was expecting more. Yeah, like if you're concerned about the copy or the list itself being modified somewhere else while you're doing operations on it, like let's say you're sorting and it's getting modified in some other method, you're deleting stuff or adding new items from another method, then it's possible that the I don't know why it would fail because I don't know enough about how it accesses the data, but um, most of the time when you're getting information from one of these objects, you're either reading from it or you're going to do some kind of transactional stuff on it, adding, removing, sorting, etc. So, yeah. Entities, DB sets. I use data sets on occasion. Oops, I don't like that personally. So it's kind of along the lines of what I would ask. What I'm gonna ask. Yeah, and then just access it. So let me give you a quick recommendation. So the place that I was trying to go with the some methods are going to do transactional operations and some are just going to be read only. The the scenario that you described sounds like you're getting read only data to the user. The user is modifying it within the UI, their own local copy, sending it off somewhere else. That process then triggers some backend process to modify the actual list itself, which is your transaction one. So from the user perspective, mhm, yeah, but still each person is modifying their own copy of the list. Right. Mhm. Including thread concurrencies. Right. Share the same data. Right. That has no redundancy issues. It's like Kafka.
Can also choose to save it to disk if you want, and it becomes basically a key value store that's a database. What I'm saying is, instead of storing these things in memory, the traditional thing that most people do is they would store those intermediate things instead of putting it in a singleton. They would put it in Redis, and then they would let Redis's, it's called optimistic concurrency. I assume it has it. They would let Redis's optimistic concurrency tell them if, how do I say this? If someone else has made changes to that single entry. And this would be not a small change to your thing, but that is what I would say would be a normal way to solve the problem. And that way you could spin up as many web servers as you want. You would not have consistency issues. You would not worry about concurrency. I will say, like, I will also say the lock keyword. I'm a traditionalist. Like lock keyword worked fine. It causes deadlocks if you have your code configured in a certain way, but the lock keyword's fine as long as you can use it with your async stuff. Um,
Hmm.
anyway, it's
I just made
fine.
myself sad. I just realized that I did not have the Discord audio out
Uh-oh.
to
Oh,
the
YouTube,
to the
you
stream.
just lost the whole. Don't worry, this is for the best. It is for the best.
But
I'm hoping
so
that because I caught it while we're still streaming, it's gonna still output. I have no idea.
but so I'm still somewhat like I get the example that one line gave earlier about the if statement where you're maybe running a method that actually changes the actual answer of the if statement.
Which you
Um,
are, or not the if state, just the data, the underlying data. Period.
yeah.
You have user one that is modifying their version of the list of information. User two submits theirs. Manager says send. User one is still working on their copy. They submit theirs, and now
Well,
it's out of sync
again,
with the server data.
no, no, I'm not worried necessarily about that. That would never happen. Um, because again, it's I'm worried about the this whole thread and async game. The actual UI is Angular is completely separate, so nothing. I'm not worried about like the user hitting a button and causing a crash on the server. That would never happen. We factor in for that. I'm concerned about say having like a list and a singleton that then one method is updating the list and another method is getting the list, and that will create a crash of some sort.
Nah, no crash. It'll just have inconsistent data if you're using a vanilla list. Um, I will also say getting, like, there's no way to make your gets consistent in a perfect. Actually, you know what? SQL Server does have that, right? There is a transaction level that says no one's allowed to
Right,
read from this thing until I'm done, right?
right. You
Um,
can't use, well, yeah, yeah,
but no
something
one
like that.
cares about that level. Would
So
never.
just be sure. You said you won't get a crash. You'll get an inconsistent list, right?
Yeah. Like
Well,
if someone is
that's
halfway
fine.
updating,
I can't say yes to that
oh,
because it's
that's
still
a fair point.
possible that if it's trying to read from the same memory space that's being written to, then maybe. I don't know that for
But
sure
That
myself,
is
but
fair.
if
I
you do,
mean, isn't the that I mean my understanding again, and I have a limited understanding. You guys are way more
Mhm.
experienced than me. Isn't the whole purpose of task to help manage this?
No.
it's to allow you to do um, a unit of work that can run by itself that doesn't really interact with things that affect the rest of your application.
Oh,
We're
so I
back.
guess
So a tat,
I'm confusing memory management with CPU management, basically.
right?
Right.
Shared memory
Yeah.
access with. Yeah, what's funny is I can't even answer because do not still have a full concept of async await. So
Yeah, I mean,
congratulations, you've
I'm still
exposed my
struggling
ignorance.
through it too, but it's like async will answer the problem of being able to do multiple methods at the same time. Let's just say it that way. You can do multiple things at the same time. That does not answer or address the issue of accessing the same object from multiple threads. It doesn't defend
And
against
so my
that
next sort of logical
necessarily.
question is, if I wanted to test this, I want to come an example that does crash the app. How would I be able to do
Oh
that?
my goodness.
Because I don't think like well
Past
that's the thing
when
is
any?
I've never come across this problem before
Yeah,
other than speaking about it like it might just happen again. It's like one of
yeah,
the things where like sometime next year you might get this error. I'm like, well,
yeah.
how do we test for it? It's like there's no test for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there is a yeah. There's no perfect test for it. Um, if you can,
That's hard for me to
I
think
will
of.
say like the test for it is to write new code that uses your shared singleton, right? Or actually, probably the best way to do it is run this is ASP.NET, right? You're running
Yep.
ASP.NET
Cool.
uh, core. Well, yeah, of course. I just assumed that. ASP.NET Core, and I shouldn't assume that, but ASP.NET Core, and then you spin up, I don't know, 100 threads that are just constantly churning on this thing. Like
Right. Yeah.
literally,
Like
Yeah.
half of them reading, half of them writing is what it
Like I
looks
guess
yeah,
like.
I could have like well so that's the thing like so I could have say a task that's reading that object and then I have like a task dot delay 10 seconds and
mhm.
then as those 10 seconds are firing I then do 10 get this.
Oh, don't put the delay in there. Just 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 keep. Well, I don't know what you're talking about delaying, but I will just say like I do
imagine like the read async task is like going to take longer than what it takes me to fire a getter, like get the contents.
This is all in memory though, right? Like these singletons are just storing things in memory. And
Yeah.
then whenever you need to update them, you update them from an object you already have in memory also.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm willing to say that if you're running an ASP.NET app and you're never going to see this, I'm willing to say that I will bet money on it. I will
mean,
not bet all my money on it, but I will
no,
bet.
I'm in the same boat as you. I would like to bet money that this would never happen because I've never
This will
seen it
never happen.
happen.
Yeah. Well, and this is when these things happen, it's usually because of a change to the code. And it will only happen if the change to the code will make the conditions right where it happens all the time. That's what happens with these concurrency issues is that they never show up. And then like 3 years later, someone changes, they change the indentation and all of a sudden, which is not real. But they change something small and innocuous, and all of a sudden, this concurrency bug shows up for the first time after 3 years. So that is what will happen, but it won't happen. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, but I did real understand. I really liked what you were saying one line about when you simply return the object. Is that exactly the same as if I had another singleton that simply was using the object? So like so the whole purpose of me making them private and then requiring everyone to make a public task that then returns it, that's pointless. That's a fruitless
That is pointless.
endeavor.
Yeah, because you're returning
what he said about cloning. Clone it.
Reference to the address. Yeah.
So I should like spin up a new list, make it new, then clone it, then return that.
And don't change the objects inside the list. Don't forget, deep clone, right? There's a different, I'm not saying you have to deep clone, but if you are changing...
so many things with just cloning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never heard of the word deep clone.
Well, oh goodness.
So an object can have primitives, and primitives are value-based or even structs. So they're value-based, which means that when you send it to someone else, you're sending the value itself. Versus an object, it's like this is an object. You're sending a reference to that object. So a shallow clone will give you a copy of the object with the values put in for all of these primitives, for example, but give you the same reference back to the child objects. So I would get the same flyout content even though it's a new object with its own copy of flyout visible active language. A deep clone says also clone any objects inside of it. So
we don't know.
I mean, I see the different
object.
Yep.
Yeah. So if I have right now, so if I'm doing, hey, create this new list and make inside a method, and then make the one that's inside the singleton equal to that and return that, is that a soft clone or is that a deep clone?
So not deep clone. I'll just call it not deep clone and deep clone.
Well,
he's saying he's making a new list with all the same items in it, right?
Oh, like if you are okay, I see. So, for
it is a clone of the list, but not a clone of the items in the list.
Well, it is. It would be. So I think I see what he's saying. New list of string. Well, string doesn't work because string is a value type. But if that was a complex object, and you said, let's just do it the lame way. For each a and a underscore, here you go. Then ABC list add a. I don't know why that's weird. RA, that would be why. And then you returned ABC list. Then you're still getting a reference to all of the objects themselves, if this was a complex object. So instead of string, we do object. So you're still, this A here is still going to be the same A that is in this list. So you'll be modifying the objects themselves, but not the list of objects. So you can't, like if you added to ABC list from the client or from the user side, then you're not modifying this list, but you might be modifying the object itself that this list references. And so that's why you need something like this clone method that I was starting to put somewhere, where you get a member-wise clone. That's your shallow clone.
That's a shallow. Okay. Okay. Well, so the whole so I have two methods there. That's what I have in there right now, the top one, and then I have the one beneath it that we're calling not a hard clone. So then, what would I have to add, or what would create a quote unquote hard clone then, or whatever you call it?
So
Deep
you would
clone is
essentially
what
in your
we're
Deep clone.
clone method, yeah, deep clone. You would create a new instance of whatever the class is that you're cloning manually, and then you would manually set all of the, or sorry, you start off with the shallow clone is what I was saying. What did you hear?
shallow. That's the word.
You start
There we go.
you start off with the shallow clone, and then for all of your child objects, then those are going to be whatever that child object is dot clone. But that means that you now have to
Clone.
implement clone for all of your child objects as well.
And
Well,
you're
the list is a
and
flat
that's-
list, so I don't think I'd have to do for child.
okay.
well,
It's a flat list of like strings and ints and longs and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay. There's no like complex objects
No.
Okay. Then yeah. Then
Yeah.
ignore
So
everything
then
we've said
member-wise
about
cloning
cloning.
should work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I didn't know what member-wise clone is that on is that a UI thing that I'm unaware of, or is that something I'm just
No, it
unaware of?
is only available from within a class. So you can only use member-wise clone from inside of the class that you're trying
I've
to
never
clone.
used it. And that's on every class in C#? I mean
Yes.
in .NET. Wow. Wow. Today I learned. TIL type of
There is another list inside that list. I just looked. So is that
clone that one.
Then you want a clone of that list. And if that list
Yeah.
has complex objects, then you want a clone of that list where it clones each of its child objects.
Yeah.
So that's where it gets even more difficult. This here you go. Not only do you need to clone that list, because there is no such thing as here you go.clone for free, because list of doesn't have clone. So it's dot select x.clone, where each of the objects themselves have a clone method. And that's what you're going to return.
What? How are you getting clone?
He
Clone is
made
not
it up.
So this one, this one doesn't exist. So what you would do for all of them that you need a clone for is tell it that you're going to implement iClonable, which requires this public object clone method, and you implement that yourself in every single class that needs it.
And okay,
So this one doesn't exist.
so sorry, and just I posted that little screenshot in chat, so I got to do iClonable.
Right.
All right, I got to Google that thing because I don't know what that guy is.
It's a built-in.
Yeah, so
It's
here you're saying
it-
that ABC is going to be a reference to this list of carpet active order process.
Right. So that's we call that a not hard one, right?
No, that's just a reference. That's not even cloning. This ABC that you're returning here is going to be the same list that is held inside of this thing. There is one other way that you can do it that I just remembered that I did a long time ago. Damn, I don't have Newtonsoft installed. So if you use system.text.json, and this is, I don't think it's a very efficient way at all,
I like
and I
this.
don't condone this.
I condone
But
it. I
your
think I know what you're
return
doing. I
object
fully condone it.
It's gonna be
We cast it to a JSON and then
serialize
Yes.
deserialize again. Yeah. I guess I'm
Oh,
trying to. Yeah,
JSON
that's what I'm trying to. I'm trying to. Well, I don't know what I'm trying to do now, but the semaphore, you guys said that's absolutely not a solution at all.
Oh,
Whereas the docs suggested, I mean, that looked like a more elegant solution than doing the iClone, to me at least.
it's just serializing.
Um, Yeah, I think it will be. Man, I'd have to see it. Like, if you can get a small code sample where you're talking about, we can attack the small code sample. And by the way, one, it's I'm pretty sure it's past your
Yeah, it's
bedtime.
time to go. Way past.
But I will say, like, the semaphore, I'm okay with that approach if you can figure out to use the magical.NET framework special things for concurrent. I'm going to say semaphores, but basically like a Boolean that gets upgraded, Boolean or what? It's interlocked. Interlocked. That's what we've had. Interlocked is the class name.
Never
Anyway,
heard of it.
there are
We
things
should
that
look
you
it
can
up.
do, and they will be simple. But I'd have to see like we don't know exactly what you're modifying and what you're accessing, and again, concurrent bags. There's nothing wrong with those either. You just lose ordering. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what essentially the takeaway from all of this is that whoever is telling you that there is a potential issue with accessing the same object from multiple threads, they are correct because async await doesn't protect against that. It just allows you to do the multi-threading, do multiple processes
Or
in one
that,
application.
well,
Asynchronously.
you pat yourself on the back there because you're the person telling me, so that's a good job.
Oh,
There we go. There's maybe that is. I see your screenshot, by the way, and now I see why you see have the wait async.
Yeah, that's basically just handing the type, and again, this is like new shit to me, so I'm not sure exactly how it works.
I mean, this looks
That
like a
looks perfect.
pretty easy workaround, yeah.
That looks
Or
perfect.
maybe it is the correct way to do it. Have you fed this into something like ChatGPT and said, is this the correct way to handle
Oh my goodness, I would not trust
shared
what
data?
Don't trust the computers. Computers don't
Just
know
saying.
anything. No, you're right.
But
I
this
will
does
say,
look good
yeah,
to me.
So this is a solution that one of my colleagues came up with, and I was
That
like,
works.
"That's a really good solution." I really
that
like
works
that.
great.
My previous solution was to because we did a similar thing way before I knew about and I'll let you go if you got to go. By the way, you're out of time.
I mean, you have a story, so go ahead.
Well, I'll be really brief. So before I knew about ContextDB Factory, we would have obviously multiple database queries coming in. So we'd have simply a Boolean, and we'd say, while this is true, place it into a loop and wait. And then once the thing was cleared, then we would switch the Boolean back off, and then you'd get the next query come in. And that was our solution. That was my solution here: is simply have a Boolean that locks it whilst we're doing or whatever process, and then once that method is done, then turn it back off, and then you can release all the things trying to call it.
That's perfect.
Or one of the things. Is that another good solution?
Well, the one quick thing about the Boolean, though, is that at that point in time, that Boolean is volatile because it could be in the process of getting set while something else is reading it. So it could be actually false, and two things could enter your actual process at the same time.
Sorry, yeah, I agree. And when I said it's perfect, I meant the .NET approved concurrent safe Boolean, which is, I assume this whole semaphore wait async is enforcing.
That's what that sounds
is
like.
the perfect solution.
Gotcha.
I'm not saying
Okay.
a simple Boolean, because
So-
exactly what he said, the
Yeah.
Boolean will change between when they check it in the if statement. Anyway,
Cool. All right. So I think this semaphore thing is the way to go. But I thank everyone. Thank you so much, you guys, for your input. Thank you, chat.
Do you have any last words for the people that are watching you and listening to your beautiful voice?
I can do a shameless plug, I'm streaming at some point this week.
Of course,
Come follow me.
absolutely. Yes, do.
what is your opinion on trackballs?
Track balls?
Matt,
I
trackball
said
mouse,
last words.
trackball mice.
Oh, like classic
Yes.
mices that you got a ball your inside of your egg for to put inside it.
No. I mean the ones
Huh?
that the thumb.
Oh, with the
trackball.
thumb one. Oh, I've seen one of those. Oh, yes.
What's your opinion?
My general opinion is, I put those in the category of solutions solutions in search of a problem.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Well, the problem is you're sitting on your couch and you don't have a place to put your move around mouse.
Right.
And you want to use it.
That is exactly what I'm talking about. Why are you sitting on your couch playing with your computer?
Because that is where my computer is.
This is the perfect way to end the stream with hate.
Hate argument.
in our heart.
My computer is connected to a 72-inch screen.
I see it behind you.
To consume all of my media. Wait. Oh yeah.
Well,
No,
that you gotta
that's
buy one of them
34.
smart TVs, and then you can just yell at that.
It's a 34. It's over there.
And it yells back
It is
at
a
you.
smart TV,
Yeah.
Perfect.
but I have a
The smart
computer
TV
connected
that's
to it
like
that does all of my streaming services and interwebs and gaming and all of it.
Not too smart, hopefully. All right.
oh yeah, like one line's never gonna help me. He's like, how dare you?
How dare! So much judgment. Yes. All right, live coding. Do you have any
No.
other than more?
I'll be streaming
more
in 6
polls
months.
that we can-
Promise. 6 months. Between now and 6 months, I'll be streaming. All right. I'll check y'all later.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you both for hanging out.
All right.
We'll
Later,
find
bye.
out if your
Yeah.
voices are coming through on the recording, or if it's only at the end. But at
Hopefully
least
not.
it was a good conversation at the end. Hopefully not.
Only at the end. All right. I'll check you later.
Okay.
Peace.
Awesome. And thank you all for being here. I hope you enjoyed today's community day. I really, really loved having Peter and Deflux hanging out with us. Yes, and there is a shout out for live coding stream, so that if you happen to be around in 6 months or within 6 months, you might actually see the rare unicorn show up somewhere. I will be back again on Monday. I don't have any plans to miss any streams unless things go crazy. We are in the middle of a release, but things are on track and we are doing really, really well, except for this new build issue that's happening, but we'll get that figured out. Yes, we even have mod love happening now. So thank you so much, Dukasoft, for being the best mod ever, the best non-bot bot ever. And as he posted, I will be putting the video up on the YouTubes no less than 24 hours after we end the stream. And feel free to hop into our Discord. We have a lot of really cool people. You saw Zulia sharing his keyboard stuff there. Vincent was sharing his keyboard. I'm sharing my tank of a keyboard. I dropped this on my foot once and almost broke my toe. This thing is super heavy. But yeah, let's see who is around, if anyone is around, even though I really need to get going, but that's fine. I could have sworn that I had Twitch running in the background somewhere. There you are. I've been. Oh yeah, hey, Solo's streaming. So if you feel like it, we can go watch Solo Solipsist, who has been working with the HoloLens and doing a lot of tutorialing and trying to figure out how to get AR knowledge and technology up and running. So I'll go ahead and set up a raid for that. If you don't feel like hanging out with us, that's completely okay too. Solo Solipsist. I spelled it right. You can see his face up there. Okay, so we'll head over to him, and I will be back again on Monday at 10:30 Mountain Time, UTC -6 currently. That's it for now. Bang 2. We haven't added Bang 2 yet. We didn't even get anywhere close to making a way to add stuff. You know what I'm saying? Deprecated to use Bang 3. You guys are crazy. Okay, I'm gonna keep waiting for another. Actually, I'm just gonna push the raid button and then Satch. So we're heading out to raid someone else. For those of you that are just coming in, I will be back though on Monday at 10:30. We'll be doing some Blazor web development for our stream project. But thank you so much for the raid. Feel free to hang out. We're heading over to a guy named Solo Solipsist who will be doing HoloLens development and Unity type stuff. Okay. Ciao. Done waving.